Surveillance cameras have certainly been a controversial addition to our lives. Everywhere we go, someone is watching us, but these cameras occasionally capture images that are truly amazing and shocking that we would otherwise have missed. From the woman who likes to mistreat puppies to the woman who seems not to like Elon Musk, here's 20 unexplained mysteries caught on camera. Number 20. Puppies dumped like garbage. At first glance, it appears to be something that individuals do on a daily basis. A lady throws what appears to be a garbage bag into a dumpster nonchalantly. It's not trash though. It's a sealed plastic bag containing 7 small newborn pups. The heinous act is captured on film. Fortunately, a passing homeless guy witnessed the situation and helped to save the puppies. The entire incident was captured on video, and the lady is now facing serious charges. Deborah Sue Colwell pleaded guilty to 7 felony animal cruelty counts and 7 misdemeanor animal abandonment charges in an Ohio courthouse, according to news reports. According to the station, a judge sentenced her to 365 days in prison, which was reduced to 174 days with credit for time already served. Officials say Colwell was detained after she was caught on camera dumping the pups into a rubbish bin near an auto parts store on April 18th in 90-degree weather before driving away. Authorities said the pups were in a plastic bag. The creatures, which were estimated to be roughly 3 days old, were spotted by a passerby. 3 days later, one of the dogs died. Officers serving an arrest warrant at Colwell's residence discovered 38 dogs, which were taken into custody.
Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button, and click the notification bell right now, or this centipede will crawl on your face when you're sleeping.
Time for the rare topic. Have you ever seen what statues get up to at night when no one is looking? Well, finally a security camera caught what many people have expected, and it seems this stone statue of an angel came to life to fly around when it thought no one was looking. A lot of people have now admitted that angels are probably real, and they better get to church on Sunday, otherwise God might pretty mad. Do you believe angels are real? A camera seriously captures what no one was supposed to see. What do you think about this image? Comment down below with the hashtag #RareTopic, and let us know your opinion in relation to what we just showed on screen. With that said, let's keep things moving. Number 19. Woman caught on camera keying Tesla at Chevrolet Park. The equipment on a Tesla owner's car is credited for catching a suspected vandal in the act. A lady was caught on tape scratching the side of this Tesla. If you're going to vandalize an automobile, make sure it doesn't have more intelligence than you. The Tesla Model 3 has been the best-selling electric automobile in the world since early 2020. In June 2021, it became the first electric vehicle to sell 1 million units worldwide. For 3 years in a row, from 2018 to 2020, the Model 3 was the world's best-selling plug-in electric vehicle, or PEV. In a 2006 interview with Wired Science, Elon Musk said that the Model 3 would be accessible to most individuals who could buy a new automobile. Tesla said in 2017 that the standard range version of the all-electric car will have an expected EPA-rated range of 215 miles, 5 passenger seating capacity, front and rear trunks, and claimed sports car level acceleration capability. Tesla reported that they have collected 325,000 reservations for the Model 3 within a week of its introduction in 2016. These reservations amounted to almost $14 billion US in potential sales. There were 455,000 net bookings as of August 2017. Number 18. The mysterious undersea orb caught on camera. Researchers aboard the EV Nautilus discovered a small purple ball while exploring the 5,000-foot deep Arguello Canyon in the waters off the coast of Southern California. A little purple globe sits next to a crab on a ledge, as you can see. The globe featured a foot and rhinophores, which are ear-like characteristics, as well as a proboscis, which ship researchers discovered after carefully retrieving it with the Nautilus and transporting it to the surface. This suggests it's a gastropod of some sort. The 2-inch creature is presently thought to be a pleurobranch, a cousin of the scuba diver's favorite, the nudibranch. With the help of a collaborator, the Harvard Museum of Comparative Zoology, researchers are still working on a definitive species identification. Pleurobranchidae is a taxonomic family of marine gastropod mollusks that includes sea slugs. Pleurobranchidae species have a conspicuous mantle and an interior shell that diminishes or disappears entirely in adulthood. Adult species have been observed feeding on ascidians, which are little creatures like so many others in the water. As a chemical defense against predators, several animals secrete secretions from their glandular mantle. Sulfuric acid generation has also been documented. Number 17. Camera captures strange lights on camera. Recently, a creepy trail camera photo of a pair of lights towering over a deer's head has sparked a flurry of UFO queries. The makers of the camera that captured the photo now claim to know the genuine answer to the enigma. It helps when you look at thousands of these things, said Boyd Barnett, who handles marketing and advertising at Alabama-based Moultrie Products. The lights in the photo he and others at Moultrie claim are actually the reflections of the deer's eyes bouncing around within the infrared camera. A side image from a separate trail camera reveals what appears to be the same deer, which is lighted by the infrared beam of the first camera. The big clue is that the UFO is lined up symmetrically over the deer, where the eyes should be, he went on to say. Rainer Shattles, who installed both cameras on his woods property in Jackson County, Mississippi, told NBC News that he isn't completely satisfied. Other photos, he said, appear to show a form resembling a flying saucer in the treetops. A skeptic would try to explain away features like lens flare, but Shattles is adamant that something weird is going on. Number 16. Mysterious row of orbs caught on homeowner's security camera in Prince George's County. The strange occurrence was seen on a Ring camera at a residence in Bowie one Saturday night. 6 linked spheres can be seen traveling back and forth in the bottom left corner of the frame in the video. The orbs become larger and the line lengthens as they approach the top of the picture before going off camera. Before totally fading, the orbs reappear in the frame one last time. After witnessing news of smaller orbs caught on camera in Florida, Rhonda, the home's owner, gave reporters the footage. She stated that this was the first time she had ever seen anything unusual on her camera. Her backyard flood cam, she claims, was put in about a month ago and faces the woods, where it usually photographs wildlife. Green fireballs have been recorded since the early 1950s as an unexplained flying object. The first sightings were mostly in the southern United States, especially in New Mexico, although some ufologists and ufology groups believe that green fireballs are of artificial extraterrestrial origin. Conventional non-pseudoscientific explanations, such as natural bolides, have been offered. Green fireballs were first observed in late 1948 in New Mexico, according to accounts from 2 plane pilots, 1 civilian, and other military, on December 5, 1948. The witnessed fireballs were described as a dazzling green ball of fire, and like a large green meteor by these teams. Number 15. Unidentified object caught on camera flying close to SpaceX capsule. After their stunning launch on April 23rd, the astronauts of SpaceX's Crew 2 mission for NASA had a brief moment of suspense as a piece of space debris came shockingly close to their Crew Dragon spacecraft. The collision, known as a conjunction, happened at 1:43 p.m. EDT, just as the 4 Crew 2 members were getting ready to sleep after a hard day. Early Saturday, their Crew Dragon Endeavour docked with the space station. For awareness, we have identified a late-breaking possible conjunction with a fairly close miss distance to Dragon. SpaceX's Sarah Giles told the astronauts about 20 minutes before the encounter on Friday. As such, we do need you to immediately proceed with suit donning and securing yourselves in seats in the event of a crash. Giles instructed the astronauts to return to their spacesuits and seats. Giles radioed an update to the Crew 2 astronauts as the moment of the space debris collision neared, saying that the debris looked to be passing Crew Dragon at a greater distance than predicted. Giles radioed the all-clear at 1:44 p.m. EDT, stating that the debris had gone over without issue. The Crew 2 astronauts, NASA's Shane Kimbrough, and Megan MacArthur, the European Space Agency's Pasquet, and Japan's Akihiko Hoshide, changed out of their suits and went about their evening. On Saturday, they arrived at the station without any further shocks. Number 14. Kid hides from cops in trash can full of baby diapers. In an attempt to flee police, a young guy in Oregon dived into a garbage can, which was seen on a neighbor's home security video. The boy evading a cop climbs into the garbage and pulls the lid over his head in the video. In the midst of a 90-degree heat wave, a boy is videotaped leaping into a garbage can full of diapers and cat litter to escape from cops following him. On surveillance tape, the youngster can be seen running towards garbage left on a driveway in Bend, Oregon, lifting the lid on the receptacle, hopping inside, and waiting for around 30 minutes. The child and his buddies are suspected of stealing from Walmart, according to police. The youngster, dressed in shorts, a t-shirt, and a bag over his shoulder, sits and waits after covering himself and making sure he can't be seen. A police officer appeared on camera moments later, standing inches from the subject. "Hey girls, which way did you see that kid go?" He even asks some other kids nearby. Even though it was 90 degrees outside, the boy waited in the garbage can for 30 minutes before peeking out and hopping out. Once the coast was clear, he walked away nonchalantly at first, then bolted. This boy was apprehended about an hour later. They could certainly smell him. Number 13. Woman drives around roundabout about 6 times. After driving around the roundabout 6 times, the woman was detained for operating while intoxicated and careless driving. She seemed to be having a fantastic time, but it's far too much of a good time to be driving. Maybe she was simply practicing her turns to improve her GTA 5 skills. A roundabout is a form of circular crossroads or junction where traffic is allowed to go in one direction around a central island, with priority given to vehicles already present. Engineers refer to junctions built after 1960 as modern roundabouts because they incorporate various design rules to improve safety. Modern roundabouts, in comparison to stop signs, traffic signals, and previous versions of roundabouts, considerably lower the frequency and severity of crashes by slowing vehicles and reducing T-bone and head-on collisions. Integration with train or train lines, two-way flow, faster speeds, and a variety of additional features are all variations on the core principle. A roundabout's traffic exits in one direction rather than 3, simplifying the pedestrian's visual surroundings. Traffic travels slowly enough to allow for visible interaction with pedestrians, which encourages reverence. Other advantages include less motorist confusion at perpendicular intersections and reduced queuing at traffic signals. They allow U-turns in the normal flow of traffic, which are often impossible to achieve at other types of intersections. Number 12. Mysterious city appears in China sky. On the internet recently, there has been a fierce debate about the reasons behind China's strange flying metropolis in the sky. Yeah, you heard that correctly. Locals in the Chinese town of Foshan captured videos of a faint city amidst the clouds in the sky, prompting speculation that it may be an extraterrestrial invasion. The image, however, only lasted a few minutes before dissipating. Even in the past, photographs and recordings of enigmatic apparitions have sparked a slew of conspiracy theories about whether or not our world was able to be attacked by extraterrestrials. The floating city in China was no exception, and whenever something happens in China, some fingers are usually pointed in the direction of the West, particularly the United States. According to one belief, the city was created by NASA using holographic projections to foreshadow an extraterrestrial invasion. Conspiracy theorists are well aware that an extraterrestrial invasion paired with America's hidden hands is always a dangerous combination. However, scientists have weighed in, stating that the photographs of the city might have been caused by Fata Morgana, an optical illusion generated when cold, dense air combines with an upper layer of warmer air. Number 11. Guy smashes up his own car before it's towed away. Anyone who has played Street Fighter 2 knows that repeated spinning leg sweeps are the best way to wreck an automobile. This guy, on the other hand, wrecks his car with a few quick fists. This was all because it was about to be taken away and he didn't want the people who were going to tow it to have it easy. Was it, however, okay that someone came to tow his automobile away? Yes, if your automobile is parked unlawfully, it can be towed by your local law enforcement. However, depending on which state you live in, your life may become a lot easier or much more difficult after that. State laws differ on when you may get your car back, whether you can access personal goods within the vehicle, and what happens if the tow truck driver damages your automobile. If you are towed, drivers in Illinois, Maryland, Missouri, New Mexico have some of the best safeguards. Some of the worst are in Indiana, Iowa, Mississippi, New Hampshire, South Dakota, and Vermont. According to market researcher IBIS World, the towing sector in the United States is valued about $8 billion per year, including consenting tows, such as when your car breaks down, and that amount is predicted to climb by 11% by 2021. With so many tows taking place, the unintentional ones can cause a variety of issues for drivers. Number 10. Shocking giant snake caught on camera. Some people are saying that this is the largest anaconda ever caught on camera. Anyone living near this monster needs to get out now. The green anaconda is a snake that belongs to the boa family and is one of the world's longest and heaviest snakes. This is owing to their enormous size, with girths of more than over a foot being frequent. The anaconda spends a lot of time in the water and may consume large prey like jaguars and caimans in certain situations. Boas are constrictor snakes, which means that instead of biting or venoming their prey, they wrap themselves around it, coiling tighter with each exhalation, rather than death by crushing or asphyxiation, as is usually assumed. Cardiac arrest occurs. The anaconda's skin is extremely sensitive, and it can detect even the tiniest electrical pulses in the heart, causing it to continue to squeeze until the victim is dead. The creature then widens its head and swallows the victim whole. If you're going to do this, you should certainly double-check that it's dead. Following that, the digestive process begins, which might take months in the case of a really huge meal. Although they generally avoid humans, there have been reports of individuals being killed and eaten by these huge super snakes. Number 9. Car goes airborne and slams into gas station, but the woman walked away from the accident without injuries. Surveillance cameras at a Mississippi gas station recorded incredible footage of a vehicle swerving around the corner and crashing into the gas pumps. It's a stomach-churning experience to view this video. With minor injuries, the woman was able to walk away from the collision. Vehicle design, speed of operation, road design, weather, road environment, driving abilities, impairment due to alcohol or drugs, and conduct, particularly aggressive driving, distracted driving, speeding, and and street racing all contribute to the probability of crashes. In 2013, 54 million individuals were injured in automobile crashes throughout the world. In 2013, 1.4 million people died as a result of this, up from 1.1 million in 1990. About 68,000 of these were youngsters under the age of 5. Almost all high-income nations are seeing a decrease in traffic-related deaths, whereas the majority of low-income countries are seeing an increase. With 20 deaths per 100,000 people, middle-income countries have the highest rate of accounting for 80% of all road fatalities and 52% of all automobile deaths. The greatest death rate, 24.1 per 100,000 inhabitants, is found in Africa, while the lowest rate is found in Europe, 10.3 per 100,000 inhabitants. Number 8. People stumped by mysterious animal noise caught on camera. A late-night video taken near Rockhurst University is gaining a lot of attention on the internet. It's supposed to include the sound of an unusual animal, maybe Bigfoot or another cryptid. Cryptozoology is a pseudoscience and subculture devoted to proving the reality of legendary creatures including Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, Yeti, Chupacabra, Jersey Devil, and Mokele Mbembe. These creatures are referred to as cryptids by cryptozoologists, a term developed by the subculture. Cryptozoology is regarded as a pseudoscience by mainstream science because it does not follow the scientific method. It is neither a field of zoology nor a branch of folklore studies. Bernard Heuvelmans and Ivan T. Sanderson, two zoologists, created it in the 1950s. Scholars have remarked that the subculture has long been critical of conventional techniques, and that followers frequently express antagonism to mainstream science. Scholars have looked at cryptozoologists and their effect, including the pseudosciences linked to young Earth creationism, found connections between cryptozoology and other pseudosciences, like ghost hunting and ufology, and emphasized uncritical media coverage of cryptozoologist claims. Number 7. Mysterious tower of light hovers like a UFO in the sky. Residents in Shenyang, China, were quick to grab their phones and record a massive light pillar. Locals in northern China have been perplexed by a weird giant-like pillar of light that looms over the city. On September 8th, the video was shot in the city of Shenyang, Liaoning province. Residents can be seen photographing the strange light formation rising from behind a building. According to the Liaoning Meteorological Bureau's chief meteorologist, Xia Xuandong, there are two key causes for this phenomenon. The first is a mixture of thick and thin clouds, while the second is a large amount of water vapor. Xia claims that he has never seen anything like it before, and there is currently no scientific term for it. It's also thought to be a light pillar. A light pillar is an optical phenomena that occurs in the atmosphere when a vertical beam of light seems to extend above and or below a light source. The reflection of light from microscopic ice crystals hanging in the sky, or that make up high-altitude clouds, creates the appearance. The phenomenon is known as a sun pillar or solar pillar when the light emanates from the sky, typically when it is near or even below the horizon. The moon or terrestrial sources, such as straight lights, can also generate light pillars. Number 6. Miracle tree refuses to be uprooted. So reportedly, witches and wizards congregate under this tree somewhere in Agbor Delta State. According to the locals, they utilized a caterpillar to pull down the tree, which eventually refused to come down or be uprooted. When the tree falls and bounces back up, you can hear the superstitious men yelling in the video. The tree appears to have thick roots and is buried far underground, but they believe it is the witches and wizards who do not want it cut down. According to reports, men with chainsaws attempted to chop it down, but the chainsaws broke down. Following that, the above-mentioned tractor was brought in. The operator died the next day. Don't tamper with the trees that are haunted. Not just in Agbor, but also in the United States, there are haunted trees. The Devil's Tree is a lone oak tree with some dead branches that grows in an open field across from a private house complex on Mountain Road in Martinsville, portions of Bernards Township in Somerset County, New Jersey, United States. According to local mythology, people who destroy or insult the tree, typically by peeing on it or making derogatory words about it while close, will suffer some type of harm shortly after, generally in the form of a vehicle accident or catastrophic breakdown as they depart. Number 5. Mystery man in China speeds on. Footage of a man driving a go-kart down a motorway has emerged from China. The go-kart can be seen driving alongside conventional traffic in the footage, which was taken on security cameras in Jiangsu province earlier this month. Police took the cart on Tuesday, according to local news sources, after receiving many complaints from surrounding homeowners. The Go-owner carts is still unknown. Do you believe the Mario Kart makers spied on him? That is without a doubt one of the most well-known games of all time. The first game in the series, Super Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, was released in 1992 to critical and fanatical acclaim. 6 titles for home consoles, 3 for portable consoles, 4 arcade games co-developed with Namco, and 1 on mobile phones make up the Mario Kart series. Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, the most recent game in the main series, was published for the Nintendo Switch in October 2020. The series has sold more than 150 million copies globally to date. Even in reality, it appears to be as popular as ever. At least, that's the case in China. Number 4. Driver's dashcam captures eerie footage of child wandering on a highway. A Queensland man claims to have captured footage of a mysterious child wandering alone in the dark on a ANEH² highway. Others on social media, on the other hand, believe it is a ghost. Mitch Kuhn was driving along the Hume Highway in Bardia, southwest Sydney, on Saturday night when he observed what seemed to be a child. As seen in the video above, a small figure dressed in blue appears from the far left lane on the 4-lane roadway. Haunted highways or roads are streets, roads, or highways that have been the subject of urban legends and folklore, such as reports of ghostly apparitions, ghostly individuals, phantom hitchhikers, phantom cars, looping or repeating highways, or other paranormal events. Wakehurst Parkway in Sydney, Australia is reported to be haunted by the spirit of a young girl named Kelly, who is said to be able to take control of cars traveling along the road at night. Wakehurst Parkway has had a number of accidents in recent years. In 1942 to 43, American folklorists Richard Beardsley and Rosalie Hankley performed the first comprehensive study of the phantom hitchhiker myth, gathering as many reports as they could and attempting to analyze them. So far, there hasn't been any clear evidence, but perhaps this video is the proof we've been waiting for. Number 3. Mystery man caught on camera returning woman's purse on Halloween. Do you recognize this gentleman? On Halloween night, a Petaluma mother wants to thank a mysterious stranger who recovered her pocketbook and returned it to her house. Halloween isn't only about ghouls, ghosts, and other supernatural beings. Do you know where Halloween came from? Many nations celebrate All Hallows' Eve on October 31st, the eve of the Western Christian feast of All Hallows' Day. Many Halloween rituals, according to one idea, were influenced by Celtic harvest celebrations, especially the Gaelic festival Samhain, which are said to have pagan roots. Some even speculate that Samhain, along with its eve, was Christianized by the early church as All Hallows' Day. Halloween has been celebrated in Ireland and Scotland for centuries, and many of its practices were brought to North America by Irish and Scottish immigration in the 19th century. Through American influence, Halloween extended to other nations in the late 20th and early 21st centuries. Trick-or-treating or guising and souling, Halloween costume parties, carving pumpkins into jack-o'-lanterns, lighting bonfires, apple bobbing, divination games, playing pranks, visiting haunted sites, telling frightening stories, and watching horror films are all popular Halloween activities. In this case, though, it was simply an ordinary person doing a kind act for a stranger. Number 2. Man dumping woman's body on Detroit's west side. Here's a different kind of person, Rudolph Lawton Henderson. He's not caught on camera performing a good deed, but instead dumping the body of a woman he allegedly murdered. He was seen on camera dumping a woman's body on the west side of Detroit. Rudolph Lawton Henderson was first accused with the killing of Annetta Nelson by Wayne County prosecutor Kim Worthy. He was charged with murder in the first degree. Police discovered video evidence that led detectives to suspect Henderson was not the offender, according to the prosecutor's office. Henderson's accusations were dismissed, but it's unclear if he'll face charges of tampering with evidence or desecration of a human corpse. A video shared on Facebook shows a guy pulling Nelson's partially dressed body from a residence in the 11600 block of Winthrop Street in broad daylight. Nelson was found unconscious and not breathing on the sidewalk by Detroit police officers, according to investigators. Medics were sent to the site, but the man was pronounced dead on the spot when they arrived. Henderson was arrested after a police investigation, and he was charged with first-degree murder. However, the accusations against him have already been withdrawn. Number 1. Mystery woman who rang doorbells in middle of night. A barefoot lady reportedly visited at least 5 homes in the Sunrise Ranch area in the early hours of August 24th, according to CNN affiliate KPRC. Residents were startled by the encounter, prompting police to investigate what they labeled a strange situation. Police are hunting for a mysterious lady who looked to be scared when she rang doorbells in the Sunrise Ranch subdivision early one morning on house surveillance video. The lady, who vanished before police arrived, was observed on camera systems walking from house to home barefoot and wearing only a t-shirt, authorities said. Officials claimed the series of strange occurrences began at 3:30 a.m. when residents in the area reported someone ringing their doorbells 20 times or more. According to authorities, when residents went to answer the door, the young woman shown in the video had vanished. According to Montgomery County Sheriff's Office spokesman Lieutenant Scott Spencer, the event is currently being investigated as a suspicious person. The agency is attempting to discover if the lady matches the description of anybody reported missing in the Houston region, according to a news release, and has received flyers indicating she may be a missing person. Officials said they haven't been able to figure out who the woman is yet. Surveillance video from the houses and businesses is being examined by police. What's the craziest thing you've caught on camera? Do you believe in Bigfoot now? Let us know in the comments below. Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on screen right now. See you next time.
Công nghệ Pro Plan Crush cùng phụ kiện đa chức năng, cao thủ xay nhuyễn mịn là